Alright, hello back guys to another part of our winter tutorial train series, epic legendary walk around the bushes and actually learning Blender around the way. And I wanted to say along the way, but that's fine. So thank you for tuning in to another epic video. And this time we'll actually put our train on the wheels for it to finally be able to move. And we're very close to wrapping the modeling up. So, you know, pat yourselves on the back and let's keep going because this one is going to be a pretty long video, but also I would say a pretty interesting video. And also it has a secret to how you can basically make it in whatever kind of 3D software or anything really you put your mind to. A little bit of a motivational speech, but you'll see it. So thank you so much. Please, if you like, after you see the video, or even now, if you really like it, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. It's free, just like Blender. So why not? I think that's really cool. So that's kind of it. Let's go to the video. Hello, guys. So. Um, we're back into business. Right. So as you can see, I made a little bit of a change. Honestly, I didn't realize I was not recording, and it was a little too late because I already saved, and I also couldn't undo it. So what I did is, from the last part that we did, I changed this a little bit. I made it a little smaller. What I did is basically just select this part that you see selected here and proportional edited it with smooth. So there's nothing really changed too much there. And then GNX, and we basically got this, right? And the reason I did that really is because I don't fully like the way it looks. And it's not that I don't like it per se, it's more like I think it can do a little better. So I want to make it a little sharper at the bottom there. So let's hide this part, right? And let's select these vertices right here. And maybe with sharp. Hopefully it's going to work. I didn't, I tested a little bit, but I realized it's not going to make that much difference. And the reason really is because we will never really know until we actually do it. So, I actually like it a lot. Even without, the rims being up till the end. But here's something that will happen that I'm not a big fan of. This is really happening because I think we didn't. No, it doesn't actually. Oh no, I know why. Sorry. It's because we didn't put any edge here, but if we do, it's going to make it worse if we put it like this. So we're going to add this, just add a little more geometry there, and also if we do this, it's going to make it perfect. So yeah, let's Alt H this, and now it looks pretty good. Also, for those of you that I kind of like the way it looks right now, it's giving a pretty interesting vibe to it. So also, let's go back on top. So X-ray, select this. Again, this is exactly what I did to get to how it was in the beginning of the video. And we basically will select these and just get it a tiny bit back, a little bit, right? And then GNX just a tiny bit as well. And I think it should look pretty good. And it does. It does look actually quite amazing. How about that? Right, what I was saying is that we can take these, right? And let's actually see them first. So go to the object, the viewport display, and then we will select textured again, just like it was in the beginning, right? So with this being selected now, what we can do is actually two things really, but we need to be careful about it because So I actually don't think I want to move it necessarily, and there's a big reason for it. So if we move this right now, it's probably gonna actually let me try. Let's see what we're getting. But before we do that, let's undo the array. Not undo, but basically hide it. And the reason for it, it's actually gonna be easy to spot when I will explain you. But just for a second, let's move the origin to the geometry here and to this GNX X. Sorry. Okay. And it does intersect everything. That's cool. And then we do this and let's see what we get. And it's actually good. Did not really expect that. And to just make our lives just a little easier, right? Let's delete this. It's not something I love to do, really, deleting this kind of things. Because it's just gonna be a little harder for us later on. Well, it's not harder, like, for real, but it's a little more annoying than just, doing it from the get-go. And I'm not a big fan of it. And let's put these more or less on the same line. That's actually pretty good. And now let's make them back into bounds because I think it should work. So let's hope I'm not wrong. And we have to select this again because we deleted the first one and now this one has to know again what it's going to do. And as we can see, it's not perfect here because it doesn't have those. But doing this, oh, actually it was a lot forward. What the hell? Actually, yeah, I should have realized it will be like this because I moved it by mistake. So sorry about that. So somewhere around here is going to be good. So let's take these, hide them, and yeah, we can all spot this difference here, and I hate it. So we will solve it. It's gonna be like this. And now, oh, perfect. There we are. But do I spot a problem there? I do, don't I? So something like this should solve it. Yes, it will solve it. Good. So I just oh, again, the screen keys, of course. Let's activate these and now you should see. Perfect. So what I did is scale this a little bit on X so it intersects it like, from all of it. Yeah, so hopefully you will be able to see the animation I'm working at right now in this video because it's a little surprise and hopefully if you guys like it and if you will leave it in the video, by the way, because again, I really hope to hear your feedback. I will try to teach you guys how to do that same animation. It's not anything crazy, really. It's kind of it's quite simple, but it is interesting. And honestly, if you want to do anything, YouTube related, or actually video editing related, it's going to help you. Also, I think it's pretty nice to do because it's a pretty fun animation. Let's do the bumpers, right? So this one has a rectangular bumper. We're not going to do something like that. We're going to do something like this, right? Like a circular bumper. I like it a little more, and this is why we needed this front part to be like this, right? So let's choose this right here as our vertex, Shift S, and then we're going to have the cursor where we want it. And now we're going to I no well, we're going to use a cylinder because it's just simpler, and I think it's just a good shape. Usually I don't really remember if I told you this. I don't think I did though. When you will try to, create a body, you should start from the body that it resembles. I mean from the shape it resembles, right? Like right now we do a bumper, a circular one. So the cylinder, it's the easiest shape we can start from, right? Um, what I wanted to do, and it's why I was a little bit confused, let's call it. I wanted to use again the bool tool and make it again with the circle function, but we will do that later on anyway. And also, I think I did show you exactly what that does. So, you can try to do it that way. Again, like I said in the last video, there's no wrong way when we try to model something in Blender. Um, really, if you get to the end result, it's exactly what you want. So, what I did here, right? Let's not move too fast, right? So, we select the vertices, E and then S. What it does, I did explain it before, but it scales the vertices you extruded on its their normals, right? So we're getting them up till here, and then G and X, right, to get this beautiful part right here. So let's get this and scale it somewhat like this, right? I think it's way too big for what we have, right? Let me see. It is way too big. Um, so let us just, scale it. And I did not realize I scaled it only on the z-axis there. So again, it's a tricky thing that it is, because if you scale it on only the z-axis, it's going to destroy your circular form, and therefore you have to be kind of careful when you do this. So what we want is really to scale on everything but the x-axis, and right now it's exactly what it's doing. But again, let's actually first now we'll do this somewhere around there, and we'll just take this down and play around with the shape here. Right, something like more or less this. Yeah, this should kind of work. I don't know, I'm not too happy with this one. Um, yeah, let's just make it smaller and put it in right here. And yeah, I think it's much better if we just do it this way. Again, I did not think of technical parts necessarily, and I know that usually if you're going to try to create like actual more or less physically accurate objects, I shall call them, you should keep that in mind, keep like the technicalities in mind as well. But we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to create a fun little animation of a train, and our train can look however we want and function however we want, and that's the fun of 3D. Also, um, if you're doing like game development, you might want to again take care of that. But it depends on what kind of game you really do. Because if it's something like, I don't know, more cartoonish, I don't think you necessarily have to mind too much about that one. But if you do something like Choo Choo Charles, I think it was called. It's a game done by a single guy. Um, and yeah, he did everything by himself. Well, when I say single guy, I was talking like it's a one-man team. Hopefully you understood that, because I think that was not what it came out like. And yeah, so he created everything by himself in Unreal, and I think that's absolutely amazing. And I'm not explaining what I'm doing here, and I think that is the point of this video. So what I'm doing right now is basically create every train here, as you can hopefully see, um, has something behind. This one actually seems it has a little bit of an empty space here, but yeah, normally they do have something like behind the rims, right? It's not like empty or whatever. So I'm trying to kind of also mimic that. And what I'm trying to do is not that. just extrude on this Z here, and let's get it somewhere around maybe here. Yeah, let's be more or less on the same level with the other part. That's cool. And now if we take this on the X-ray, of course, because again, we were about to get tricked. Well, I was. G and X to kind of make it, meet there as much as possible, and G and Z for this one as well. I mean, you can do it or you can avoid this one. I don't know. This is your preference really, and actually my preference is to do it. So yeah, let's get also this and Gen X for this one. Also, don't forget we don't have like it. There's a lot of distance between this and the rim, so we can play around with that. And that doesn't look bad, but we can also do so. Control 7 to see the downside, the lower part. Sorry, from you know, um, the bottom view. So going back into actually not the X-ray because we don't want that. We just will select this vertex right here, and then proportional editing has to be on. And what we'll do is GX and just not smooth that out like that. We have to select everything, hide everything, and just play around with the vertices we do need to play around with. But as you can see, you should take care of it because this is not the best. In the meaning that it's gonna be tricky to use. Something like this should give us the shape we more or less need, and it does. So that's really, really nice for us. But what I think it also did is create a small little issue. Or not. I'm not, wait. What happened there? Because it seemed, maybe it was just me thinking that, but yeah, no, it's definitely a shading issue there. So it did part ways a little bit, somehow, but when we go into front view here, right, it doesn't seem like it does that, which is kind of weird, really. And yeah, it seems to be on the exact same level, but for some reason it's not. Huh, interesting. Maybe it's because of the bevel? So what if I... Oh, it is. It's the bevel doing it. Actually, no, it's not. I can still see it. So it's not a bevel. I think the bevel just accents it, but... Accent it? No, I don't know. Honestly, how to call it. Uh, accentuates? Accent. I should stop talking, shouldn't I? Because nothing really right is coming out of there. So let's also select this and E, then B, which finally works, and extrude it on the inside. Right? Good. Look at this. This is actually pretty nice. And another thing I really saw on one of the trains, and I kind of liked, we're going to do on the main cabin here when we'll build it, is the stair. Well, the ladder really, which no, actually it was a stair, wasn't it? Right here. I knew I saw it on one of the references. Not exactly like this. For us, it's going to be like one of those just bars stair that is going to be getting you on top of the main cabin and also on top of the main cylinder. But I think you got a point. So we finished more or less this. Again, maybe we'll get back towards the end of the modeling part to add the small intricacies and play around basically with our shape. But other than that, really, I think we are more or less good with that part. Because, let me just not go into solid. Oh, I went into render view. Great. So GY, and let's just push it in a little bit. Because I think it just went way too out. Or at least for my liking, right? So this way it should more or less also solve that shading thing, but I just wanted it honestly to get a little more inside there. That's really what I wanted. And let's actually keep it like this. Okay, so I don't like this. Come on. Stop. This more or less works now. Good. All right. So having this, right? What we shall do is wheels right now, and those are actually pretty easy to do. And let's actually start with the the main wheels, I shall call them, the big ones right here. And yes, we will do exactly something exactly like on this in this model right here. To do it, let's select this face and actually make sure it's this face by deactivating the X-ray mode, and then Shift S, and we will bring a cylinder, and let's make it 16 vertices, and scale it down a little bit. Then scale on the Z, RX 90, and let's just scale it some more, some like that, because it still needs to touch the ground, right? So it should be a pretty big wheel, but at the same time, not a monstrous wheel. So something like this, I think, should work. Good. Having this, we actually should still scale it on the Y, because I still think it's pretty big. So now let's just push it outside. Sound like this. This is pretty good. And yeah, it doesn't have to touch the lower side of the train because, well, we're going to build something that will hold them. You'll see right away. So what we will want is to create our shape right here, right? So what we will do is insert this face. And to not work twice, let's create an edge right here. And then go into X-ray mode on top, and then select these vertices right here and delete them. And then we will add a mirror modifier on the y-axis and then clip. As you can probably don't see it right now, but I think, yeah, now it's pretty visible. It's right here. And that's exactly what we need. And going out of the X-ray mode, let's go into face select mode and insert this face. Kind of about here, and actually by having the X-ray on, we can see more or less where we could do this. Again, it's really your choice. And let's create also a loop. This will create kind of this outer rim here for the wheel. So actually I'm gonna make it a little more thick. Good. Having this, we can now just you know actually, we can just checker the select. I'm not sure why I do all this. Oh, because, right, I know why I'm doing this. Because it will take all of it and we don't need that. We just need it to be like this. So do this, delete the faces, and there we are. And as you can see, it does create a small issue for us. Now, the way we can solve it easily is just, create these faces and put them right here, and we'll do the same for this one up here. And to put these two together, we can just hit fill, but there's also the function that we know of, and that's breach. So it kind of does again the same thing as fill, but it tries to rather keep oh, I was about to recreate the exact thing we did earlier. So it tries to keep the geometry in there, as like to follow the geometry that's already on the body and basically just keep it going, which is really useful because you don't have to stay and recreate it after you hit the fill or the join button, which actually no, it doesn't work, right? You can only fill faces like this. So yeah, go back bridge, and this actually is evolving pretty easily and pretty nice. And really, you only need to make kind of one set of wheel, like well, actually one wheel, and it's gonna be more than enough. And the reason for it is because we're going to A Alt D all of them, because I mean there's no real reason to just keep creating wheels for no reason. So yeah. Oh yeah, there was a motivational kind of speech I wanted to give last in the last clip, or one of the last clips. I'm not sure which. I think part uh 9 or 10. I think it was 9 actually. And what I wanted to say was, because I read this article from a guy that again is also an indie creator, an indie game developer, sorry. And he was talking about how to start in game dev. So for those that are interested in game dev, you probably will like this part. For those that are not interested, you should stick around as well and not skip this, because it's also kind of applying for you as well. Oh, we forgot about these. Um, so yeah, let me not forget what to do while I'm talking. So it does apply to basically everything, both animation and VFX and like all of them really, uh, editors, whatever. Um, because what that article really said, and what I think we all should really keep in mind, is really when you want to start something. And I learned that very well while starting both Blender and the YouTube stuff, is you really have to start it. A lot of us just think about it, like, oh, how shall I do it, and try to make a lot of ideas about it. And because of that, we usually fail before we even start, because we never actually get to do it. And here's, oh yeah, we didn't do this one here, and because of it, it was kind of messing our geometry when I was inserting the faces. So make sure you have all these faces also bridged, and we do now, and select this face and insert, and there we are. But we will get this inside, right? And actually scale it. Nah, not scale it. Don't scale that. Just delete this face, and let's select this entire. So in the edge mode of select, Alt left click on the edge to select the entire loop, and EY, and let's just have it. Actually, not EY. Sorry. Uh, GY, so that we don't just unnecessarily create more geometry than we need. So we have this, and we can also, you know what, just R, put this here, bevel it a little bit, and extrude it out. Maybe even, I don't know, like, should we scale it? Let's try to scale it down a little bit like this. So what I did is Alt S, probably you saw it here, but after I extruded, and got it up here, Alt S, and we will make them just a little thinner at the top. And yeah, this wheel looks pretty good, but we also should take this and extrude it a little. Let's just make a loop. Let's just bevel it like this, and then let's just extrude it on the inside, and Alt S now. Well, anyway. So yeah, continuing my motivational speech. Apparently, I'm not too good with it. You should, if you have something in mind, you should at least try it. I'm not saying you'll love it. Like, not all of you will love it, right? Not all of you will probably love Blender till the end. Again, I did mentioned it in the beginning as well. Unfortunately, not everyone will stick around till the end. I hope you will, and I hope that even if you don't, you will just, come back to Blender at some point. Because it's just a really fun thing to do. Either if it's a hobby, either it's a job, it's just really cool, and yeah, the community itself is really, really cool as well. This is one of the best things I love about Blender, the fact that the community was an absolute blast. And also, um, it just, I don't know, to me the idea of creating anything you want is just amazing. And also being able to do that for free, especially in a time where I think, I'm going to go really bitchy about this one, but in a time where every single company really will take everything it can get from you, to have a company that basically kind of gives you something for free, it's, I don't know, just impressive, I guess. It's what I'm trying to say. It impressed me, anyway. Good. So, if I'm going to stop talking just there for a second, or for more seconds, I don't know. We will realize that we did a pretty good. Actually, no, I like this a little more circular here. So you know what? Stick. But I don't want too circular. What I do? I'm not sure. What is that? Do we not feel that? Is that what's that? It seems like this is empty here. Let's disable the. No, it's definitely there. We have a face here. I'm not crazy, all right? So let's activate it back. And yeah, now what she'll do is just, support loop here, support loop there, support loop wherever we need it. That's the song of the subdivision surface. Yes, I just made up a song for the subdivision surface. Sue me. Don't sue me. I don't have any money, so please don't. But you know what? That's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. Right. So we just play around with the geometry. Um, Feel free to do so if you want. If you don't, it's fine. It's also pretty nice actually. These two are going to go out because it destroys the circularity of our body, and we don't like that. And something happens here that I'm not too keen on. And if we do this, it's also gonna destroy the circularity of that, and I just mentioned how I don't like that. So what we shall do is maybe, yeah, we will just do this. It will take more out of our, PC, but I just think it looks much better, and I do like how it looks. Um, In the original version, if you look at it, they have way thinner wheels, or not wheels, but bars here. And I do like that look, but I just want to kind of make it my own. So because of that, I'm going to stick with this version. But again, feel free to do it yourself and change it however you feel like doing it. You don't have to have it like me. And actually, again, as I said multiple times already, I do encourage you to have it way different than me. I think that's actually also really a good way to learn more about Blender and about stuff in general, is to not do exactly like any tutorials you see, and to kind of go on your own part and just help yourself with the tutorial, right? Because that's really how you learn stuff. And after I stop talking, so yeah, this looks good. Okay, so we take this and then Alt, Alt D and X, and we'll put this wheel kind of here. And look at our train. It's so much more ready than it used to be in part 1. And if you saw it in part 0, There was absolutely nothing in there. So don't look at part 0 if you want to see a train, because I do recommend part 0, don't get me wrong, because that's how you actually start. Um, since it was all about installing Blender and stuff like that, but um, train-wise, no train there. Um, so yeah, let's make this cylinder here. And this is going to be basically what keeps our wheels together, right? It's going to be our little trusty cylinder. So what we shall do for it, it's actually going to use, yeah, so first let's apply the scale and go to our add-on right here and use auto mirror on the Y, and it's not gonna work properly. And the reason for it not working properly is because the rotation is all messed up still. And no, we don't want you to do it yet. Calm down. So rotation applied, and now we will auto mirror on the Y, and as you see, it does work properly now, which is a good thing. Good. So having that, let's go into X-ray mode and on the top. And what we will want to do is select these vertices right here, and then GY, and it's not gonna move, of course. Well, we will GY this, and then we will just move the body itself kind of about here. We should see how it looks on this side, and basically it's kind of a good reference for how it's going to end up looking on this one. We will look at it, and you know, we will decide what to do with it. Good, so we have this, and what should we do with this? Because we're not gonna just leave it like this. We're actually gonna make it have a little bit of logic to it. Even though, again, I'm not making something technically perfect or good. We're just going to make it to have, still kind of a bit of logic to it. So ES, and just a little tiny bit here. Oh, sorry. So ES again. No, wait. Sorry, I pressed way too many buttons at once by mistake. So, not cool. So SY is going to do for us this time. Okay, this is okay, and select this face, insert it, and what we shall do now with it is extrude it in, scale it actually on the X, kind of about here. That's okay. Extrude it some more, and then do more or less on like this. Kind of the Eye of Sauron or something. Sorry, I just remember that meme with I'm gonna tell my kids this is the Eye of Sauron, or this is this and this is that, and I don't know, I just like that meme a lot. Good. Now having this, our wheel is more or less there, right? It looks interesting, it looks good, and it looks like it's actually a wheel. I mean, like, I don't know, so fast, because it seemed, when I say so fast, I mean like it seemed like we're just going to stick to the upper part of this train forever. I just couldn't get rid of it faster. Because I just wanted to get to, like, the next part, because I knew what the next parts are gonna be like, and I was like, come on, let's just, get there. And I also do know kind of what people will be excited about, and I know modeling is really exciting, but it's just not the most exciting, especially when it keeps for what was it now? 10 videos, 11 videos, because we like probably if you click on this, you just want to learn as many things as possible, which is also a thing. Try to take it a little easier, try to not necessarily master, but understand the thing completely and then go to the next part. I think that's you know how to do it. And I say this because in the beginning I just try to do more or less everything, right? Like so there was this time I was really trying to just do 3D modeling, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do procedural modeling as well, and then oh yeah, I'm going to also master what was it? I think materials and texturing and stuff, and then I was like, oh yeah, and animation because you know uh, animation sounds cool, looks cool. I have to be doing that, and let me just tell you, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna master all of these. You're going to be happy if you can master two, maybe three of them, because it's just a hard thing to do, really. It's a very hard uh, thing in general, and um, you know, you should try to learn stuff as good as you can. But at the same time, don't forget, the reason you probably showed up to do Blender is to really have fun. So let's call this wheel wheel bar. I know it's not called this, but I'm kind of too lazy to search for the actual definition. We'll call this wheel 3, and this is because this is gonna be wheel 1, right? So Will Smith. Uh, oh, and that's not gonna be wheel 1. I forgot that was a mirrored wheel, so it doesn't have to be this. Right, let's also call this right here. Bumpers. Actually, I think the name should be buffers. So bumpers, bump it up. The epitome of comedy right here. So for now, I'm gonna leave those as cylinders because honestly, I don't have any idea for a good name for them. So having done that, we're going to just use something because as we can see here, this just intersects the body, and I mean, it doesn't really matter because you won't see it, but I don't want to just do that, right? I want it to do more, like actually have a hole in there where the cylinder is, right? So the way we'll do it is by using our friendly bool tool, or you know, just by using the modifier, the boolean one. So let's actually select this and then generate boolean, and we have the difference. Move it to fast and select our wheelbar, and now it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, but there's gonna be a nasty shading issue there, and I think it's because oh, this one has a subdivision modifier as well. So you know, oh, it was, wait, what? Did I select this on the why would I put it on Shade Smooth? That's so not a good idea, really. So that's why it was looking a little weird at the at the difference there. Yeah. Okay. So this being said, so when you do the boolean, actually let me redo this because I don't think anyone understood anything from what I did. I think I deleted the wrong thing actually. So not that. Here, let's read the boolean. So by having our lower body selected, we're actually gonna hide this right now. Add the modifier, generate boolean, and move to fast. What fast does is, well, you know, make the render a little faster, and also usually actually gives a little better results, at least for what shading goes. The exact one, for some reason, usually, I think it's because it's gonna compute a little more exact the vertices, and because of that, it's going to create some shading issues. I'm not sure why, but fast is usually the better version of it. So yeah, use fast. By clicking your pipette there, um, choose the wheel bar, and it did the job. And there we are. We can see that there's a hole exactly where our wheel is. Also, we don't have to stay and be like, oh, I just wanna, you know, have this in here. Uh, that's a very good sum up of what I wanted to say. What we can do, and actually I'm gonna teach you, I wanted to, just mirror that, but what I wanna show you it's a little more interesting. So by selecting this wheel right here, so wheel 2, I think I call it. First of all, we will have to mirror it. So, generate mirror, and we'll do it on the Y and by the main cylinder, and now we have a symmetrical wheel as well, and that's perfect. And now selecting this, Shift S cursor to selected, and what we'll do is select this cylinder, right? And then Shift S and then selection to cursor. We won't need this in particular, but I wanted this to show you what it does. So you can, the way we moved the cursor so far, we can use the same way to move our bodies in a more exact way. So let's undo that and Alt D, and now we can do selection to cursor. And as you can see, our wheelbar number 2, I'm gonna just call it wheelbar 2, is actually right here, but apparently it's for some reason not oh, because it takes the origin, right? And the origin being in the middle of our mirror modifier, because we need it there, is gonna look like that. But just move it around, and yeah, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be fine. So there's that. So just play around with it for it to look okay, and there you kind of have it, both cylinders with both wheels, and everyone's happy. All right, so that kind of wraps it for this video. I think it was a pretty, I know it's a very long video indeed, but I think it's a pretty interesting way to kind of learn, how to fill faces, how to use the mirror modifier a little more efficiently, and also the selection to cursor is actually really interesting. Another lesson though is when you do the boolean modifier, like when you use it, make sure to use um, auto smooth, because having just a smooth version of the shading, it will give you some issues, because wherever you basically will cut the bodies, the shadows will look really weird, really. So this being said, I will wrap this up right here. In the next 2 videos, and I know I've said this before and it did not happen, but this time I'm sure of it. The next 2 videos are going to be the last 2 modeling videos, and I'm even thinking to make a little bit of a longer video, like maybe an hour long video, just to finish it, to wrap it all up, and then move to texturing. But yeah, we basically kind of covered all the, basic modifiers that we can cover, at least for now. And I think this is more than enough for you to be able to, create kind of your own basic bodies and objects that you might need. So, this being said, thank you so much for watching this video, for sticking around till the end. And please, if you enjoyed this video, or if you found it interesting and you find something to help you from it, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. And other than that, I just wish you guys a very happy Sunday and a very happy week from here on out. So see you tomorrow in the next video, and that's kind of it. Bye guys.